Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of 300 Voices in 300 Days. My name is Jeremy Carrizales, and with me is Monique Vernon. Hello, Ms. Vernon. How are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you.
Doing good, excellent. We're here for 300 Voices, and you're one of our voices, and we want to thank you for coming out today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure. Tell us, where were you born?
So I was actually born and raised in San Antonio. In fact, there are about 4 generations of my family from San Antonio. So that's very exciting. I consider this my home, and I think it's a wonderful place to live.
Yeah. So you've lived here all your life, and what do you like most about San Antonio?
The thing I like most is that there really are a lot of activities and events that take place in San Antonio. There's a lot of diversity in history and culture here. And honestly, growing up in San Antonio, I didn't appreciate it. I wanted to move away. I thought, there's so many other places to live with a lot more to do. But going away to college and then coming back to San Antonio, I had a much greater appreciation for the things that we really do have here. And so now I take full advantage of everything that the city has to offer.
Mm-hmm. And where did you go to school by?
I went to Dillard University in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Okay.
And there I studied criminal justice and sociology.
Okay, excellent. And what did that lead you to end up doing now?
Well, it was interesting because at the time I wanted to go to law school, become an attorney. When I graduated, I moved back home and started working for a local law firm here, Linebarger Law Firm, and they collect delinquent property taxes for cities and counties. So that actually exposed me to government work. And I realized that, I could go to graduate school, study public administration for a shorter period of time, and then I could still affect change into local government without actually going to law school.
Wow. Okay. So where did that lead you to now?
So currently I serve as the city manager of the city of Kirby, which is a suburban city right here in the San Antonio area. We have about 8,500 residents, and it's about 2.5 square miles.
Okay. And what kind of things do you do in that community?
So the majority of my job is to implement the vision of the city council. So that includes infrastructure projects, managing the budget, managing the staff, determining, what other services need to be provided to the city. So I oversee water, garbage collection, fire, police, pretty much everything that the city offers.
Mm-hmm. And what do you find most that you enjoy being a city manager of Kirby?
Honestly, the best part about it is I'm never bored. I'm the kind of person who I couldn't punch a time clock and sit at a desk all day. I have to be out talking to different people. I like challenges. So every day is truly different. I never know what I'm going to walk into. Mm-hmm. And then I also get to touch all of the projects. So everything from a street infrastructure project to a new business opening to even a resident's complaint. I get to be a part of all of those things.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. So do you live in Kirby? Or?
I do not. I actually live in another suburban community in the city of Selma.
Okay.
So one of the other things that I think is great about San Antonio is that we have, the city of San Antonio itself is really large, but then surrounding it, you have multiple suburban cities that are still an intricate part of the San Antonio community.
Mm-hmm. So you're working with the community, mm-hmm. and what do you find kind of as inspiration for that and working with the community?
Well, growing up here, I was very involved in church, Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, where I'm still a member today. I was also involved in a lot of community programs. My mother exposed me to Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, which I'm now a member of. So now as an adult, I have an opportunity to participate in those things and give back and work with some of the youth of the community because I was able to get so much out of being a part of the San Antonio community that I'm pleased to be able to now participate and give back for the future generations.
Yeah. We need to be able to share our legacy and our stories with. Well, speaking of that, why do you think it's important for us to be able to share our stories with the youth or the community?
Well, one, it's important for people to know the challenges that you may have experienced. And it's good for children today to see that they can accomplish their goals. For example, kids need to see that you can grow up on the east side of San Antonio or the west side of San Antonio or the north side of San Antonio, and you can still have opportunities to be successful, no matter your socioeconomic status, no matter your race or ethnicity. San Antonio is a diverse place that has opportunity for everyone. Mm-hmm. So I want to be able to show, young children that.
Right. Well, what part of town did you grow up on?
I grew up in the east side of San Antonio. I graduated from Sam Houston High School.
Okay.
So
Is it the Hurricanes or Cherokees?
there were Cherokees when I was there. So now they are Hurricanes.
Yeah.
But still think it's, it's important to have a presence on the east side, even though I don't live there anymore, just to show, kids, hey, this is where I came from and I have not forgotten that. And I, like to be able to work with the community and give back.
Kind of being like a mentor
Exactly.
for the community. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Is there anything that you've kind of found in your path of life that kind of maybe like a mentor that you had when you were growing up that maybe inspired you to be in the position where you are, or just being as an individual like yourself?
There is. Actually, the former 289 juvenile court judge, Judge Carmen Kelsey, she's now recently retired. She was actually my mentor, somebody that I looked up to. I actually met her in church. And then in high school, I had opportunity to intern in her court. And so, at that time, as I mentioned, I was really interested in wanting to go to law school. But just watching, the impact that she made on the community by being in that position. She was there to be a disciplinarian for those who had committed a crime, but she was also very passionate about the kids because there are children who make one mistake and people can turn their back on them and that can ruin their future. But what I saw in her was somebody who really cared about those kids and wanted to get them back on the right track. But so she was fair in her discipline, but then also very compassionate. So that inspired me. And I try to remember that in my career field even now is that, I'm not necessarily in law enforcement or the judicial system, but I still have a responsibility to be compassionate and to give people second chances.
And I think that can transfer over to professional life and personal life as well.
Yes, it does.
Do you have a family?
I do. I have a son who's 13 years old. His name is Kendall. And so I, try to keep him very involved in the community, involved in church. I allow him to see all of the things I participate in. He's been to city council meetings, so he knows what I do, professionally. He knows what I do in my personal life, volunteer work, because I want him to be exposed and make his own decisions about, what career path he wants to go down. And right now he's very interested in engineering. He said he wants to do, software design and engineering. So
my brother actually went to go help him move out to A&M for the School of Engineering.
Very good.
So,
yeah, that's a wonderful industry to get into. And more kids need to get into the STEM career fields. So very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's interesting how you were able to have that mentorship and help you develop your personal life and your family and that kind of stuff. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our 10 TV audience about you being a city manager of Kirby or about your life growing up here on the east side of San Antonio or anything like that?
Sure. So one of the things that's very significant to me personally is that Kirby was incorporated in 1955, and in the history of the city, they had actually never had an African-American city manager. So for me, that is, I'm very pleased to have that opportunity. And when I was hired there in 2014, I was hired by a unanimous vote, 7-0. So I, take a lot of pride in the fact that they thought, I was the right person for the job at the time. And, going on 3 years now that I've been there, I feel like I've accomplished quite a bit. But we need to look forward to several other things. Before I leave Kirby, I do intend to fix all of the streets there. Because it's an older community, a lot of the infrastructure has been neglected. So that is my number one goal, is to, even if we have to do a bond package, get that passed so we can fix the streets.
Is there anything else that you're working on currently to try to benefit the city of Kirby?
I am. We actually are putting a hike and bike trail in Friendship Park. It's a $500,000 project. We were fortunate to get some grant funding through the Metropolitan Planning Organization. So we will break ground on that project in the next couple of weeks. So by January, that trail should be open. And of course, that will be, allowed for not just the residents of the community, but people in the area. Everyone's welcome to come and enjoy our trail.
So it's going to be like a hiking, biking trail?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
excellent. Yeah. We kind of, in San Antonio, we have something similar to that.
Yes, they actually have a couple of different ones in parks. So we're really pleased to be a small community and to be able to have a trail that's going to connect to some of the bike lanes, like along Benzingelman Road, Ackerman Road, kind of
so it's
tie that whole area together.
Oh, wow. So it's actually going to connect with those same
right, because the next project after the trail is finished is Benzingelman Road. We're going to reconstruct the road and add bike lanes there. So that would be a direct path. And then hopefully we can continue to extend that and be able to have connectivity from San Antonio as well.
Getting all the communities together, that's a good way. Yeah. I'm an avid bike rider, so
Okay, well,
you
great.
know, I want the insight.
We'll have to come and check out our trail.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Cool. Yeah. Well, I want to thank you again for coming in and visiting with us today. Your inspiration as a city manager of Kirby, kind of showing our TAN TV audience that we need to be deep rooted in our community in order to implement change and positive change. And I want to thank you for that.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
This has been another episode of 300 Voices in 300 Days. My name is Jeremy Carrizales. We're signing off.